So, as a customer experience advocates, or you guys are all advocates within your organizations, how do you keep the customer experience front and center? There's a lot of shiny objects running around, right? How do you keep the customer experience front and center in your organization's strategy? How do you do that? Some of the tips and tricks that you guys have learned. Jamie, we'll start with you.
So we have a stakeholder group, the business owners of the various knowledge centers. Because we had such a fractured and poor at best experience, everyone in the organization is committed to improving and continually improving what it is that we want to deliver for our customers. So for us, I don't want to say it was easy. It is a time commitment, but people are dedicated to it, and the resolve is there within the organization that we not only have to improve it, but we have to continually improve it. It's not that we do this initiative and it's done. You have to continually make improvements, and you have to continually be getting feedback from customers. And across the organization, from the stakeholder group that I regularly maintain to the executives, everyone is bought in. So for us, it wasn't a hard sell, really. It was something that made perfect sense. We're committed to it from a resource perspective, and we're committed to it from a financial perspective.
Great. Keith, anything different from your organization?
Yeah, in our organization with 15,000 people and worldwide, it's been the first step was really coming up with some definitions. What is customer experience for our company, and really defining who is our customer. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not the advisor, these are our other customers. So once we had those kind of definitions involved, as part of my role is, again, the business line still hadn't really figured out how to apply customer experience, the methodologies, the mindsets, and things like that. So the senior management had really given a lot of thought about how they wanted to do it. So they kind of identified who they thought might be CX champions. And so in our organization, instead of starting with a council, we started more with the practitioners, and now we're coming together more as a council now to cross and build those bridges and break down those silos. And we're defining it around the customer. What we're doing is we're defining what are the experiences that we can do together across business lines versus just kind of everybody siloing their own approach.
Right. So I'm hearing that theme a lot: silos, 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 and bridging the gaps. That's great. Nigel, anything to add from your side?
I don't think it's hard to sell the vision. One of our strategic priorities is around love and protect your customers, and really looking after them. I think some of the numbers that were on the screen yesterday that talked about the battle is going to be won in the future around the experience that you give your customers. And I think that's really true. We're all sort of playing in the competitive space. It's all very similar around whether that's price or product. There's some differences, but ultimately it still comes down to the experience that you give your customers. And so it's incredibly important that you tell the story. You flip the model from talking about support and service as a cost, and we've got to flip that to the value that brings to the organisation. Once you can tell that story, it becomes incredibly easy to sell that vision.
I think that's, I enjoy having this conversation with you, because I think that not a lot of support executives think that way yet, and I'm very inspired to, as someone who's been a support executive for many, many years, I love to hear that people starting to think of this differently, and that it's focused around the customer experience is just, melts my heart, to be honest.